This is News 3 Now at 5.
And thanks for staying with us. The Wisconsin Department of Justice is investigating an officer-involved death in Monona.
It is related to a body that was found yesterday in a lagoon near the Beltline. Our Amanda Quintana is here with the details. Amanda?
It all started with a car crash on Saturday morning. DOJ says Monona police saw a car they believed to be related to violent crimes in Madison. They say it sped past officers and then crashed into some trees. The driver ran off and a search team along with K9 track couldn't find them. 2 days later, yesterday, a body was found in a lagoon on River Place Drive in Monona, nearby where that driver crashed. Although DOJ didn't directly say the body is that of the driver, that seems to be what they're investigating. This is the second officer-involved death DOJ is investigating like this in just the last few days. On Friday morning, Sun Prairie police stopped a car. It sped off, crashed, and caught on fire. Two passengers died, and the driver and another passenger were hospitalized. With that case and with this new one, the officers involved are on administrative leave. That is department policy.
Amanda, thank you. New at 5, officials with the Dane County Sheriff's Office say 2 deputies and a K9 were injured during an altercation in the town of Oregon. Before 2 a.m. yesterday, a caller reported concerning communication from an ex-boyfriend and called 911 when she saw someone outside of her home in the middle of the night. A deputy found a 40-year-old man, Keith Staley, from Pasadena, California. Officials say he refused to follow commands, verbally threatened a deputy's life, then became aggressive, kicking and hitting a K9 and trying to grab a deputy's firearm. Staley was ultimately arrested and is now in the Dane County Jail. Both deputies have been released from the hospital, and the K9 was treated by a local veterinarian. Officials say without intervention from the K9, the incident could have had a tragic ending.
Madison police say the woman who was struck by a hit-and-run driver last week on Cottage Grove Road died in the hospital over the weekend. The medical examiner has identified her as 29-year-old Connie Estrada. Police say she was walking with her boyfriend when she started to cross the road near a Walgreens. Her boyfriend says he saw a Dodge Charger hit the woman, stop briefly, then drive off. Police say the driver, a 21-year-old Sun Prairie woman, has been charged with hit and run, causing death.
The hot and humid weather looks like it's going to be sticking around for a while. Let's check in now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Yeah, get used to it. It's going to stay sultry through the 4th of July weekend and beyond. As we take a look at visible cloud track, you can see much more sunshine today than yesterday when we had those thunderstorms blow up. Most of the storms that have fired up have been to our south and to our east. On Doppler track, you can see a couple of thunderstorms over northwestern Illinois and eastern Iowa, and those are actually moving back toward the northwest. So right now, other than maybe a stray shower developing well north of Madison, things are pretty quiet out there. You can see maybe a little shower trying to develop over the central portion of Columbia County, north and west of Columbus. Temperatures right now, middle to upper 80s. Janesville at 90 degrees, La Crosse 89, Madison 88. Just a little cooler near Lake Michigan, but the heat index is in the middle 90s. That's what it feels like because those dew point temperatures are in the lower 70s. Very humid out there. Look for just an outside chance of a shower or thunderstorm this evening, then partly cloudy skies overnight, low temperatures in the upper 60s. Tomorrow, another partly sunny, very warm and humid day with highs in the upper 80s, and can't rule out an afternoon or evening shower or thunderstorm chance. The rain chances go down, the temperatures go up as we head toward the holiday weekend. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. A downtown Madison restaurant is responding to the controversial arrest of a protester who now faces federal extortion charges. Josh Sprider shares an update from the Cooper's Tavern.
We're hearing for the first time from one of the restaurants that claimed they were threatened by activists last week. The Cooper's Tavern posted on their Facebook page that they know marginalized voices need to be heard and they support people's right to protest. They added they try to handle situations on their own instead of calling police, but they felt the safety of staff and customers was at risk when they called the police on Devanir Johnson last week. In their statement, Cooper says they understand protests can be disruptive and cause a disturbance, but they felt the incident went beyond that and crossed over into threats of physical violence. They say they called the police when they felt Johnson threatened to use a baseball bat he was carrying at the time. Activists say Johnson didn't threaten anyone with the bat and was remaining peaceful even if he was disruptive. He's now facing federal extortion charges after prosecutors say he and 2 other men threatened violence at another business if they didn't donate money for their cause and give them free food. We've put a link to the full statement by the Cooper's Tavern over on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
There's now a $10,000 reward for information in a Madison hate crime investigation. 18-year-old Althea Bernstein says she heard someone yell a racial slur, then says a group of white men threw lighter fluid on her and lit her on fire while she was stopped at a stoplight downtown near State Street. The Madison area Crime Stoppers originally offered a $5,000 reward, and now several nonprofits are offering an additional $5,000. If you have any information, you're asked to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers.
A petition to remove police officers from Verona Area High School has more than 450 signatures. The Change.org petition says police in schools cause marginalized students to be afraid and stressed. It says it's essential to make sure schools are safe, but that safety can be achieved without police officers. The petition is looking to gather 500 signatures. Yesterday, the Madison School Board voted unanimously to remove school resource officers from the 4 Madison high schools. To our coronavirus headlines now. The percentage of tests coming back positive has gone down, according to state health officials. 4.7% of cases came back positive today. That's compared to yesterday's 5.3% and Sunday's 7%. There are over 600 new Wisconsin cases, however, today, bringing our total number to almost 29,000. About 5,000 of those cases are active, and 79% of people have now fully recovered.
As the 4th of July weekend approaches, governors in several states are urging people to stay home because of rising coronavirus cases. At least 16 states are now rolling back or stopping reopening plans. Alabama's governor has extended the state's stay-at-home order until the end of July. Arizona has the highest rate of positive tests in the country, ahead of Florida and Nevada now, prompting the governor to shut down bars, water parks, and gyms.
Some people choose not to wear masks. Some people choose not to social distance. And now we have to pay for it.
Texas shut down bars after more than 100 cases were linked to a bar in Michigan. Bar owners, waitresses, and some customers hit the streets in Austin protesting they are being unfairly singled out. And beaches in Los Angeles County, they are closed ahead of the holiday weekend. Fireworks shows are also canceled. Many businesses have struggled for months with the cost of the pandemic, but for businesses along Main Street in Sun Prairie, it has been a rough couple of years.
New at 5, our Jamie Perez visited the area today and shares their story of the strength they've had to build through the 2018 explosion and now the pandemic.
It's showtime.
The heart of a good conversation can be found at Mr. Rudd's Barbershop in Sun Prairie.
We have been through some tough times.
The conversation everyone is having lately seems to be about COVID-19.
Blame it on COVID, huh?
And everything that's happened because of it.
I miss my barbershop being full of people. I miss the camaraderie. I miss the laughter.
It's a feeling that Mr. Rudd has shared with the other businesses along Main Street throughout the past few months.
We don't have the foot traffic. There's nobody coming downtown anymore.
The impacts of COVID-19 alone are enough to cut any business short of its finances. But the businesses in Sun Prairie have an added layer of hardship that many are still financially recovering from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because it was just one thing after another.
While it was the community and loyal customers like Eddie Allen that brought these businesses back to life after the 2018 explosion.
When I first come back over here, I just told them how beautiful it is to see everybody here again.
We missed you too.
Yeah.
COVID-19 quickly took that away.
Trying to figure ways how to keep their businesses alive. And it can become a struggle very quickly.
And now they're trying to stay afloat with less income, more restrictions, and the same conversation.
Now we're going through a bit of a slowdown.
But even through what seems to be one thing after another.
Trying to cut around these masks is an experience all in itself.
Mr. Rudd said he and his neighboring businesses are still hopeful that they can make it through this too and live up to what made them Sun Prairie strong to begin with.
Scary. It's a very scary time for our community.
In Sun Prairie, I'm Jamie Perez. News 3 Now.
A community leader is asking a state board to consider adding a statue of civil rights icon Vel Phillips to the Capitol building. Phillips was a woman of many firsts, the first African-American in the country to be elected to statewide office, the first African-American woman to graduate from the UW-Madison Law School, and the first African-American judge in Wisconsin. She fought to end discrimination in housing, education, and employment. The president and CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County, Michael Johnson, wrote a letter proposing the statue to the committee in charge of maintaining property and furnishings at the Capitol.
given the climate that we're in the United States and given the climate that we're in Wisconsin, I think that young people throughout the state, throughout our county, and throughout our country need to be able to see African-American heroes and African-Americans who have given to the state for over 150 years. And I just cannot think of a better person to recommend than Val Phillips.
Right now, there are no prominent pieces of art in the Capitol building that reflect the contributions of African Americans.
Madison School District staff and students are invited to learn more about the two candidates for superintendent. Last week, the school board announced they are Dr. Carol Kelly and Dr. Carlton Jenkins. There is a community-wide Facebook Live session. It's happening tonight and tomorrow to learn more about the candidates. Tonight, it's at 7:15. You can get to know Dr. Jenkins, and tomorrow at 7:15, you can hear more from Dr. Kelly. Watch the event live on the Madison Schools Facebook page. Next at 5, why the COVID-19 pandemic is leading to a nationwide spike in opioid prescriptions. And a look at the completed expansion project at a local child and adolescent psychiatry facility.
On Wall Street, the Dow surging another 217 points in Tuesday trading, while the Nasdaq adds almost 185. The S&P 500 gains 47. And we'll be right back.
It's time to breathe easier with a professional air duct deep cleaning from Stanley Steamer. We remove the dirt hidden deep inside your ducts, helping you get back to a cleaner and healthier home. Call 1-800-STEAMER today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Let's summer. Let's dine out by truly dining out. Let's send smoke signals to the neighbors, then serve up the freshest of food with a side of fresh air. Let's raise our tongs to tasty by introducing our grills to new thrills and make mouthwater more than a backyard slip and slide. Let's live a little more by having another s'more. Because summer is here, and no one does summer like Festival Foods.
Today, some things do stand firm. Those you can lean on, the things that matter, and the importance of you being you. That's why, no matter the type of care you need, or the way you need it, we're here every day, safe and ready. Because wherever you are in your world, you're the focus of ours. Safe care your way. Unity Point Health Merida, a partner of UW Health. Know how much you matter to this world.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
You may not know them. The coffee shop owner who knows your order. The couple who saves your seats. The family down the street who greets you with a smile. They've been there for you. Now you can be there for them. Donate today and help our friends and neighbors keep their power on.
At Stanley Steamer, we love homes. It's why we started cleaning them over 70 years ago and why we still continue today. Whatever home means to you, we're ready when you are to make sure your space is clean and that you and the ones you care about most are safe.
Tonight at 6, your first WARN forecast. See how long this heat and humidity will stick around. And a closer look at what you need to know about a federal appeals court ruling that drastically cuts in-person absentee voting in Madison at 6.
Accurate news as it happens, right here where you live. Information that you can use from the team you can trust. For more local stories that impact your life, News 3 Now.
Welcome back, everyone. Unity Point Health Meriter has announced the expansion and remodel of its child and adolescent psychiatry facility is finally complete. The 2.5-year project doubled the footprint of the original facility. The first phase of construction, completed last fall, created a new children's wing, and the most recent phase included a full remodel of the existing facility, which now offers separate tween and teen wings. The $13 million project also includes a new classroom, a playroom, kitchen, and more occupational therapy space, plus relaxation rooms, an outdoor track, and a yoga studio.
During the pandemic, many patients have had to battle chronic pain alone without surgical treatment or in-person therapy. And experts say incidents of pain increased significantly due to changes and stress, all related to the pandemic. And calls to the UW Health Pain Management Clinic increased 50 to 70%.
Pain itself is, of course, a serious condition, but it can lead to many other more serious conditions, including depression and anxiety, impairment of sleep, increase in blood pressure, increase in heart rate, and it becomes a cycle of that. If you don't control the pain, all those other comorbidities will be triggered on constant basis.
Without in-person appointments, doctors could increase medications but didn't have many other options. Nationwide, that has led to a spike in opioid prescriptions. Now that clinics are able to make appointments again, he says it's important to come back in for your pain treatment and stresses that precautions to prevent the spread of COVID-19 are being taken.
Has been canceled due to the coronavirus. The event was originally scheduled for June 13th and was postponed to August 1st in the hopes that it would be safe enough for larger gatherings by then. Organizers say the health and safety of guests, volunteers, and everyone involved is the top priority, and they couldn't justify holding the breakfast with so many uncertainties. Dwayne and Tina Hinchley, the couple who was supposed to host this year's breakfast, have volunteered to host the event next year.
Well, we got that hot and humidity still cooking out there. Let's get your first warn weather with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Eric, I think one graphic tells it all. Here's the high temperature trend over the next 10 days. Average high temperature now is at our peak for the year at 82 degrees, and every single day we're expecting high temperatures to be above normal in the mid 80s to the lower 90s. The hottest days most likely Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Alert days are in the forecast for the 4th of July Saturday and for Sunday, with high temperatures in the lower 90s. Afternoon heat index around 100 degrees. So again, if you're planning outdoor activities for the 4th, be prepared for the heat and humidity. You might want to try to schedule stuff when it's a little cooler, or make sure you have plenty of water and ice around to stay cool. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. The heat will continue to build. High temperatures have been in the upper 80s the last couple of days. Just a slight chance for a thunderstorm. I think the best chances will be in the afternoon and evening, and then the rest of the time generally should be rain-free. And then the hot, humid, and dry weather starts Friday and lasts into the holiday weekend. On Weather Track, you can see that right now there's not much in the way of upper-level winds, so we're just kind of stuck underneath this hot and humid air mass, which covers much of the central part of the country. There are some showers and thunderstorms to our south, showers and thunderstorms to the north and west. There's kind of a stationary front in between that divides our really humid, pretty humid air to much more humid weather to the south and west, if you can believe that. Here's that stationary front I was talking about. Now, there's cooler air behind this stationary front, but notice it's not moving either. So the cool weather will stay out to the west. The warm to hot and humid weather will stay over our part of the country, and that pattern looks like it'll stick around until further notice, because the upper level winds are from the south, so that front really has nothing to push it along. As we check out the surface weather map here, a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms trying to develop across the northern part of our viewing area up in Columbia County. But for the most part, things very quiet right now. Temperatures upper 80s through most of the state away from Lake Michigan. A few places a little cooler to the south and west where there have been some showers and thunderstorms. But take a look at the dew points. Lower 70s here, lower to middle 70s to the south and west on the other side of that stationary front. And over the next couple of days, there might be a shower or thunderstorm chance mainly in the afternoon and evening. At night, things just kind of settle down, and that trend continues through Wednesday. Probably see the same thing happen on Thursday. And then as we get into Friday, the center of that high pressure system aloft will be right over us. So at this point, looks like we'll see dry weather for Friday, Saturday, and the 4th of July on Sunday. As we check out our forecast for tomorrow, look for a high temperature of 88 degrees. Heat index value probably between about 90 and 95. And then again, just a chance for a shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. 7 to 10 day forecast. upper 80s with an afternoon thunderstorm chance on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, dry, high temperatures in the lower 90s. Upper 80s for next week. Now, notice I put thunderstorm chances in there. Any given day, probably only about a 30% chance. So at this point, much of the time, that will be dry. I just have a little better chance of thunderstorms on any of those days. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, this is the view of the Beltline at Gammon Road. Looks like traffic, there might be a traffic incident there. Traffic moving a little slowly on the Beltline. The other problem, and it looks like it may have just cleared up, we're seeing that the northbound side of I-39 from US 51 northward was closed because of a pavement buckle. That must have just been opened back up because we're not seeing anything there as far as traffic delays. But right now on the Beltline, you can see the Beltline, the eastbound Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate up to 28 minutes because of that incident near Gammon Road. 14 minutes back on the westbound side of the Beltline. And then if you're heading out of Madison, 25 minutes to Janesville on I-3990 from the Beltline southward. To Sauk City on US 12, it'll take you 16 minutes, and 14 minutes to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151 at your News 3 Now first warn traffic.
Gary, thank you. Next at 5, there's an investigation into officers in Colorado who took inappropriate photos at a memorial for a man who died after a confrontation with police. That story ahead. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5. News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Who am I?
Wow, is that really me?
Hi, I'm Annette, and I'm an actress. Under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm, and I was so excited. We have a model. His name is Richie, and all he's doing is taking a small amount. It's so powerful. That's all it takes. This 4th of July, in just 10 minutes, you'll look incredible. This is something that you can do in the convenience of your own home. It's a cream. It's a topical. It literally creates an invisible layer that tightens the skin and smooths it out. All you do is gently rub it underneath your eyes, on your fine lines and wrinkles, and it visibly disappears in as little as 10 minutes.
My real true opinion is holy words I can't say on camera. This is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. It feels great. Looks even better.
I can't even believe that this worked. I was a little skeptical, I am not going to lie, because I saw people online with it, and I'm like, yeah, right, that can't possibly work. I'm telling you, it really works.
I thought I might see a little difference, but to see that big of a difference, and I felt something happening, but I had no idea. Like, I have so many dark circles, I have the puffiness, I have the lines. Like, it's amazing. I love it.
I did this to my father at home because I was skeptical. Yes, I admit it. 4 minutes, 34 seconds. The appearance of his under eye bag was completely gone. We were screaming. You have an event, you have any of those moments where you want to feel the best about yourself. I am telling you, the videos that you see on social media and TV are real. This 4th of July is the best time to get Plexiderm for $14.95 and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything now at Menards. Create exciting outdoor living space with Menards' great selection of concrete landscape block. Whether it's flawless landscaping, a spacious patio, or a sturdy retaining wall, there's no limit to what you can create. Right now, all concrete landscape block is 11% off. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every hybrid vehicle in Toyota's lineup is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. And with 0% financing, Toyota hybrids are even more thrilling. Enjoy more freedom in a Toyota hybrid. See your Toyota dealer or shop and buy online.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
The Ex-cop turned Golden State killer will spend the rest of his life in prison without the possibility of parole. Joseph D'Angelo Jr. pleaded guilty to 13 murders and dozens of rapes. D'Angelo terrorized California in the 70s and 80s, evading capture for decades until his arrest in 2018. The plea spares him the death penalty. 3 Aurora, Colorado police officers have been placed on paid administrative leave after taking inappropriate photos at a memorial for Elijah McClain.
The 23-year-old died last year after being placed in a chokehold and given a powerful sedative during a confrontation with police. Laura Podesta has more from New York.
Elijah McClain's name has become part of a rallying cry for people protesting police brutality. But an incident at a memorial for McClain shows that not everyone got the message. In a statement Monday, Aurora's interim police chief said the department has investigated a report that multiple police officers were depicted in photographs near the site where McClain died. Sources tell CBS News those officers were imitating the chokehold McClain was placed in just days before his death, and that the photos were shared with other Aurora police officers.
Stop. Stop. I have a right to stop you because you're being suspicious. Well, okay. Turn around. No, turn around.
McClain's family says he was walking home last August when he was stopped by 3 officers. The district attorney investigating the case said they tackled the 23-year-old and placed him in a chokehold. Police claimed McClain tried to reach for the gun of one of the officers and resisted when they tried to take him into custody. Medics later arrived at the scene and injected McClain with a dose of ketamine. He was taken to a hospital and pronounced brain dead 3 days later.
They murdered him. They're bullies with badges.
Shanine McClain is Elijah's mother.
You know, there was no reason for them to even interact with him the way they did. They just grabbed him like they were thugging off the street.
The police department says it will release evidence of its investigation into the inappropriate photos, including pictures and the officers' identities, very soon. Laura Podesta, CBS News.
And stay with us. We'll have a final check of your first warn forecast in just a moment.
Kindness makes a world of difference at the Century House. Donate $50 or more to the Second Harvest Food Bank of Southern Wisconsin and save more than ever before on stressless seating. Save at least $300 on stressless recliners and office chairs. Plus, save hundreds more with $200 off every sofa seat you buy. There's never been a better time to help others and fill your home with the unmatched comfort of stressless seating. Be kind and save generously at the Century House.
Happy 4th of July Super Sale, happening this week at the Brothers Maine. Come in now for more savings on more brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, and Amana. We make upgrading your home more convenient at Maine with up to 18 months of 0% financing and expert-free delivery. Get more at the 4th of July Super Sale. More selection, more savings, and more satisfaction. And happy birthday, USA, from the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project and free installation, all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Get a $150 MasterCard during Steinhaffel's 4th of July sale when you take advantage of 0% financing for 60 months. Now's the time to save 35% store-wide plus an extra 5% off. On top of that, free no-contact shipping. Get amazing deals priced to sell out like any size Sealy, $99. Twin bed, $299. 5-piece patio set or a 7-piece dining set, $399. Power lift chair or these sofas, $499. Hurry, Steinhaffel's 4th of July sale ends soon.
Though challenges surround us, life still goes on. There's still time to dream, still plans to be made. And if you're retiring soon, still deadlines to be met. We talk with people every day who need to replace their employer benefits when they retire. We can answer your questions too, so you can feel good about the decisions you make. For a retirement benefits checklist, visit us online
or call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company today.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
America, we want to help get you back to it. And here's how, with the Ford Promise. Visit your Ford dealer. Finance a new, certified pre-owned or used vehicle through Ford Credit, and if you lose your job, you can return it for up to 1 year from the day you bought it. You can also get 0% APR financing for 72 months across the Ford lineup. Let us help get you back to it with the Ford Promise.
Finally at 5, an outpouring of love and condolences today after news of the death of comedy legend Carl Reiner. The famous writer, director, actor influenced generations of performances with a career that spanned decades. In the 60s, Reiner created the show Head of the Family based on his own life as a comedy writer, but it flopped, so he tinkered with it, recast it, and it became The Dick Van Dyke Show. Reiner also found success on the big screen, directing movies, including 4 with Steve Martin, and co-starring in the Ocean's 11 franchise. Carl Reiner was 98 years old. What a legend.
He's a legend. Gary probably loved a lot of those shows.
I still say my favorite moment in television history, I think, is that scene with him in front of the mannequins in Coast to Coast Loudmouth, where Laura Petrie tells the world that he's bald. That's just classic. Well, our weather, not quite as classic. It's a little steamy out there on Doppler track. You can see that there are a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms trying to pop up. Looks like a little flash of lightning around Hollandale. Temperatures right now, upper 80s to around 90. Right now, 90 degrees in Janesville. Feels like it's 96 there, 95 the heat index here in Madison. That's because dew point temperatures are in the lower 70s. Look for a low in the upper 60s tonight. Highs upper 80s with a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm tomorrow afternoon. Alert days in the forecast for the holiday weekend for heat and humidity continues much of next week.
Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.